I believe Taylor really started hinting towards the 1975 prior to their name change in the Reputation era, and here are the receipts. So first of all, it stuck out to me because Taylor and Maddie have a very similar necklace that they wear. I don't think they are the same. I want to throw that out there. But this is Taylor's necklace that can be seen all throughout the Reputation era, and it looks like a J. So people assumed that it was for Joe, or some people thought maybe it was for James down the line. However, I think it's neither. I think this is actually an I. 1975 were Drive Like I Do prior to their name change. And this hints all the way back to 2006 on and off until the official name change around 2011, 2012. Drive Like I Do has an I that's kind of like a cursive-y letter, and that on that necklace. So whether that's supposed to represent a J or not, it's the same font as the I. In the Reputation magazine, this is the one that I'm talking about, it kind of tells a story. Taylor gets progressively angrier as the pages go on, eventually turning into Zombie Taylor. But in the very beginning, it's nice. She's just looking at Polaroids, she's hanging out, and then on page 13, we get Endgame. And after Endgame, things start taking a turn. We get Island Breeze, Lights Down Low with Taylor in the necklace. No One Has to Know. It's like, that's interesting. And Taylor's hanging off of a tree. Now, every band was kind of known for Polaroids back then, so that doesn't scream a lot to me, but it's the story that's being told on the pages. The very next spread is Taylor burning Polaroids. And a couple things here. As the very first music video for Robbers, which was during Drive Like I Do, the same thing is happening. They're hanging out, doing whatever, hanging from trees. They literally ignite a match, start a fire, and start a bonfire. And the crates that they're burning and those like wooden pallets or whatnot always reminded me a lot of the Tortured Poets Department intro and the kind of pallets and the metal that we get. In that music video, we also get like the orb flash or the circle flash. But it was the interview that I went back to watch that really had me like, wait a minute.
It's like a lot of songs about me introspectively looking at one of my past relationships. I had quite an intense relationship with a girl who lived in another country. And we never really saw eye to eye, but I think the whole romance of the whole situation spurred us on to be together longer than we were. I think that's what the song's about, and my obsession with consuming everything, with being constantly stimulated, and the fact that I can never just exist, or I find it difficult to coexist with somebody who's supposed to be like an extension of my personality, like a partner or something. These are the only people that I manage to do it with.
I mean, it's hard not to look at all of these clues and assume. But at that interview where he just gave, that was in 2013, there's somebody there in gingham pants. And we don't know if it's the interviewer. We assume because we do get some shots of the knees of what looks to be the interviewer. And in that Reputation book, where Taylor's burning all of the Polaroids, she has a gingham jacket on. Maybe these are all just coincidences, but going back to the Red album, there are so many, the 1975 nods, hints, symbols, allusions, whatever you want to call it, that in my opinion, I believe the story here is that they had a relationship that we never knew about. And I think it most likely started prior to the Red era. Doesn't mean that the songs are about them, but for whatever reason, she continued to tell their story. Maybe because it was hidden and nobody knew. But I'm guessing that this started the egging and started the symbolic kind of nods towards one another that continued. Then after, I think it just developed into that, into what is me is you in a way, because it started so young. There's an entire concept in psychology that's kind of similar to the infinity symbol, where no matter how much you progress, the root of who you were when you were young and those first relationships, those first friendships, etc., follow you throughout your adulthood. And if they become a problem, it's up to you to change, but they're still there. So people either bury them, confront them, or truly try to find change in their life. And honestly, I think that's what Taylor and Maddie did.